What's up guys, it's Frank, aka Mysterious Jojo, aka Mystery Homo, aka Dolly Dolly Don Don, aka Big Robin Booby Uru. Okay, so a couple weeks ago I got fully caught up on One Piece during this whole lockdown business that's going on. It took me about 45 days. I got through at least one volume a day. Sometimes I got through 4 even, so that's like 40 chapters in one day. That's fucking mental. Overall, I think that One Piece is a really good series. I'm hoping it has a satisfying ending. Definitely enjoying all the world building and stuff. However, One Piece isn't perfect. So originally the plan was that I was going to review every single arc in One Piece, do a quick little review thing, you know. I quickly realised as I kept going on that, yeah, turns out One Piece is pretty big and has like 30 arcs. That's not even going into the anime filler. So, you know, like, fuck that. Make something a little simpler. So instead, I'm going to spend about 25 minutes ranting about the absolute worst One Piece arc of all time. No question. Like, total trash. Like, holy fuck. Legit the only bad arc in the whole thing. I am, of course, talking about Long Ring Long Land. Yeah. If you're an anime viewer, you might be surprised to learn that that arc is canon, and G8 isn't. So we're going to start with the good. It's not a lot of good, but there's good. You know, it's One Piece. There's some stuff I like in even this arc, you know. Why Long Ring Long Land is the absolute worst One Piece arc of all time. Okay, so let's start with good. There's really only one good thing in this arc. I'm sure you all know what it is. It's your boy, Aokiji. What an absolute Chad Aokiji is. What an amazing character. You know, the arc's over. It's all finished, they've beaten the villain of the arc. You think, oh well, that was absolute dog shit. There's not a single redeeming thing here. And then Aokiji shows up. He shows up on his bike, he cycles over the ocean on his bike, and he just turns up and he absolutely kicks the crew's ass, and he foreshadows what's coming up next, and he's just absolutely amazing, and he rules, and I love him so much. And it's crazy to think that the first time we really got to see the power of an admiral in this universe is in this arc. Fucking Long Ring Long Land. Right at the end too. He has nothing to do with the rest of the arc. He just turns up when all the action's done and wins instantly. He's completely disconnected from everything else. I think it's probably why I like his appearance, because I could just read it on its own and go, oh yeah, this is a pretty cool little moment. But unfortunately, it is put in front of the rest of the arc. Okay, so it's time for the bad stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff. This is obviously going to be the brunt of the video. Okay, first of all, the arc immediately preceding this is Skypiea. It's basically its own self-contained little thing, really. They fight this god and they fulfill this years-old promise, like decades old, and they stop this big war and they basically liberate this entire country from Enel and this really cool fighting shit. And you know, it rules. It's a really good arc. And then this follows that, which is already, you know, you've got a lot to live up to. But then it gets worse, because after this is Water 7. And the Water 7 and Ines Lobby combo, a lot of people say it's the best thing in One Piece. Like, a lot of people, even nowadays, will go back and go, oh yeah, that was peak. That was the absolute best moment of One Piece. So, you know, right out of the gate, Long Ring Long Land is, a bit doomed. You know, coming off of what some people would still put in their top 5 and going immediately into what some people would put at number 1. It's already, like, gonna have a lot to live up to. And then the rest of the arc happens. You know what else is cool about One Piece? The places they go to. There's so many unique places. You've got Punk Hazard, which the entire ecosystem has been destroyed because my boy, Aokiji, and Akainu had this big ass fight. You know, you've got Whole cake island. Whole place made out of foods and sweets.
Thriller bark.
Basically an extended Tim Burton reference. You know, even back in East Blue, you've got Baratier, a restaurant floating on the water. You know, One Piece's locations are really, really cool, and they, you know, every time you go to a new island, you get the whole cast of characters, and you get to see what's going on, and, you know, they're all really cool. That being said, Long Ring Long Land, the island itself, fucking sucks dick. Oh, Long Ring Long Land's whole gimmick is that everything is long. That's it. Long trees. Long dog. Long haunts. Big long. That's about it. There's no landmarks. We only see one house. There's nothing. It's fucking boring as shit. Big green field. What an exciting island. Wow. You could have literally just made it a normal island and nothing would have changed. Now I know some people are going to go into the comments and say, but what about the tides? So I should probably talk about that. So the other thing Long Ring Long Land has going for it is that it is a big circle. When the tides raise, it becomes a bunch of disconnected islands. People on the island, you know, they travel to the new island every 3 years when the water goes down. Yeah, none of that matters to the plot of the island though. Like, okay, you've got this guy, the one person who actually lives on Long Ring Long Island that we meet, you know, like the one character there, and even then he's barely in it. But yeah, his whole thing is that he's been trapped there on the island because he missed it. Yeah, the crew don't really help him with that though. Like, he doesn't get involved with the action at all. It comes right at the end when my boy, Aokiji, freezes the water so he can cross over and reunite with everyone else. But I mean, apart from that, you could take away the whole water raising gimmick and nothing would change. Like the actual Davy back fight itself. You know, it all takes place on one island. It doesn't matter. There's no it could just be a normal island. None of the island gimmicks actually matter at all. Like even Usopp's hometown, you know, at least there was something there. There was a big witch girl in a big house. And that was affecting the plot because Kuro wanted the property. He wanted all the money. No, there's nothing. You could just call it Nothing Land, and it could just be a big land of nothing, and nothing would change because it's nothing, because it's boring, because it's shit. Okay, what's next to complain about? Let me just thumb through this script that I've totally written, because I totally scripted this video out. Okay, yeah, the villain sucks too. One Piece villains are typically pretty good. Even in the less than stellar arcs, the villains are usually great. Let's look at Holdy Jones. Holdy Jones is a fishman. Holdy Jones is a jobber when you get down to it. He gets his ass kicked. He takes, like, steroids so that he can kick ass. And he still gets his ass kicked. Because it's post-time skip. And everyone has cool stuff. And they're owning it. But Holdy Jones as a character is interesting. His whole thing is an interesting commentary on hatred and racism. And how ultimately, some people don't have a reason. They just hate because they do. And how ultimately, the racism will affect others. And how they'll just buy into beliefs without really going on to it. So Holdy Jones, he's a bit of a loser when it comes to fighting. But he's still an interesting villain. He's got some good things. Who's the first real villain in One Piece? I would say it's Axel Morgan. First one that comes to mind for me. You know? The reason I like Axel Morgan is because you look at him and he's really just a normal human being. However, there's one key difference. He has an axe for an arm. Axel Morgan's design is great. It's simple but it's great. He looks cool. He would absolutely get his ass kicked by Luffy at any point, which is probably why he never came back. He would just get fucking flattened harder than Bellamy, and Bellamy had something interesting going for him. But you know, I think Hacksaw Morgan, he's got a radical design. A man with a little mask, an axe for an arm. And that's why I like Hacksaw Morgan. Because he looks cool. Because his design is interesting. Hey guys, hey, look at this stupid design. Look at this fucking idiot. Dressed up like a fucking baby. What's this guy's deal? Look at this fucking total loser. Look at this absolute bumbling fool. Look at him take on Frankie, head to head, mano a mano, and tank all of his punches, and only give up because Frankie survived his strongest attack. Look at that fucking loser. Look at his backstory. Look at his absolutely tragic backstory, where you find out that he wears the baby costume because his wife is in a catatonic state, and wearing the outfit is the only thing that makes her smile, and how he basically lost his family because he lied about being a banker, but he genuinely loved his wife. Look at this fucking idiot. I love Senior Pink. He's not a big villain by any means. He's in Dressrosa, he's part of Doflamingo's crew. He turns up, he gets beat, he goes. But I love Senior Pink because of that backstory. Because Oda found the time to look at this man dressed like a baby, whose whole deal was that he was pretty okay at fighting, and he dressed like a baby. And he found the time to make him cool, and to make him lovable, and to make a bunch of people actually cry at his tragic backstory. This man, dressed like a baby, is one of people's favourite characters from this arc. That's amazing. So, Foxy. First of all, Foxy's design is horrendous. This fucking Waluigi, Robbie Rotten, bastard child. Look at him. Look at this fucking loser. Oh, but Senior Pink looked like a loser too, didn't he? But, you know, maybe Oda can turn it around. No, you see, Foxy has no reason he dresses like that. He's got no backstory. He's got nothing that makes him interesting. Foxy literally just turns up on the island. He's not there at the start. He just turns up 5 minutes after the crew lands on the island, and he starts the battle. He's got nothing going for him. He sucks. Look at this motherfucker. If I met Foxy on the street, I could kill him. Here's a photo of me. I don't work out. You know, I go for runs every so often. I walk the dog. I don't really do much exercise. But I reckon that if I met Foxy on the street and he tried to start a fight with me, I would kill him. He would straight up die. His neck would be fucking broken if I took him in a fist fight. Fucking goblin. Foxy has no themes. He doesn't bring anything to the table. Like Holy Jones. You know, people say, oh, Holy Jones, God, he could barely hold a fight against Luffy. But, you know, at least he had the whole racism thing that I spent time talking about. That was the whole point of all those discussions, was that even if the design was stupid, or they weren't exactly the strongest, you know, at least they had something going for them. You know, even Morgan, who half the cast, 90% of the cast could probably beat up. You know, at least his design was simple but cool. Foxy has nothing. But you know, at least Foxy's got something else going for him. Mainly that he's not there to have a big throwdown battle like usual. Like normal One Piece arcs, you know, all the crew turns up and they all get a fight with one specific member of the bad guys' crew. That's typically how it goes. But no, Foxy's a little different. He's got this mini tournament arc thing going on with the Davy Back. So the whole point of the Davy Back fight is that if you win one of the little games that Foxy plays, you win a crewmate. So, going into this, you instantly already know how it's going to go. The Straw Hats are going to lose one, then they're going to win one, then Luffy's going to fight the villain at the end and beat him like he does in every fucking arc. Every single arc he does this. Fuck's sake, Luffy, give someone else a go. Zoro got one, Zoro got to beat up those 100 people. That's it. Fuck you, Luffy. Sorry, this is a tangent. Like, I already know exactly it's going to go down. I might not know exactly how this format's going to go, but I know the general beats of it. Finally, I want to talk about Foxy's other gimmick, which is that he can slow you down. Once again, incredibly predictable how it's going to go, okay? Luffy and Foxy are having a big fight, and already I've predicted exactly how Luffy's going to beat this guy. Because normally this guy, you know, he could be pretty alright. You know, he can slow you down and then just rapid fire punch you and then you go flying away like in the stop time. And then Foxy throws Luffy into a room full of mirrors. Big mirror wall on the back. And I'm instantly like, okay, yeah, I see how this is going to end. It's not very exciting, is it? Knowing exactly how Luffy's going to be the villain. Most of the time it's all really inventive and creative, but here, you know, the instant you see that he's got a beam that can slow people down, you're like, okay, someone's going to grab a piece of mirror and then reflect it back at him and then punch him 600 million times, and then he's just going to die instantly. Great villain, Oda. So it sucks. It fucking sucks, guys. Foxy is garbage. Jesus Christ. So, to some people it may seem like you've basically gone through all the elements of the arc. You've broken it all down. What else could there possibly be? It can't be the art. The art's consistently good throughout the whole thing. What could be the absolute worst part of this whole experience? You ever watched the anime? Now, I haven't watched the anime. I read it because I was told that the anime got pretty bad at some point, and I kind of wanted to, you know, get through it. So I just read it on my own and I enjoyed it, and I didn't really watch a single episode of the anime. But from my research of the anime, what they did with this arc, and Foxy as a whole, is absolutely inexcusable. Like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. See, they tried to make Foxy a thing that people liked. Okay, before we get into that though, you know how in the manga, this came after Skypiea? In the anime, this came after G8. Fuck! Can you imagine that? One of the best filler arcs of all time. To the point that a lot of people consider it canon. You have to follow that up? Jesus Christ! Hey, got a question for you. How do you stretch out a 19 chapter long story arc into 13 episodes? If you're modern day One Piece, very, very easily. But back then, they decided to get a little creative. They straight up doubled the length of the debut back fight. They play 6 games instead of 3. They just make new shit up. They're desperate. They just don't want to overtake the manga. They go fucking crazy. It's astonishing to me that they thought, you know what Long Ring Long Man needs? What's that, Jimmy? I think we need to spend longer on that arc. Oh yes. Oh yes, that will make it much better, yes. And then, they went even further. They gave Foxy not only 2 more arcs, but a TV special. That's right. They brought Foxy back for more. They even put him in Stampede, the latest movie. What is the deal? What is going on? Why do they think people are suddenly going to like Foxy if we get more of him? Nobody wants more Foxy. Foxy sucks. We know that. He's garbage. Why are we making more Foxy? Stop trying to make Foxy a thing. We don't need more Foxy. I swear to God, somebody on the anime staff, their favourite character must be Foxy. That's why they keep trying to force him in over and over again. It's ridiculous. Nobody cares, guys. We don't want Foxy. He sucks. Everything about him sucks. Everything surrounding him sucks. He sucks. We don't want Foxy. I could kill Foxy. I could shoot Foxy dead with a gun. But you know, I could forgive all that. As long as they nail the Aokiji scene. Because like I said, that's my favourite part of the arc. That's the only good part. So how do they do it? Oh wait, that doesn't happen in the anime. No, see, they move the Aokiji scene. They take it out in the anime. And they move it to after the second Foxy arc. A different guy shows up to help the old man in the anime. They just straight up took out the best part of Long Ring Long Land and moved it to right after one of their fucking filler arcs. So they force you to watch more Foxy so that you can get the full thing. I hate that. I really do. The one reason you would even bother with this arc is for Aokiji. And they take him out. Great. In conclusion, One Piece is one of the best mangas of all time. But for the love of God, fuck this arc. Fuck everything to do with this arc. Fuck the anime version of this arc. And give me Big Robin Milky. This has been Frank. I'm not going back to Long Ring Long Land ever again. I'm never reading it again. I think I'll just actually get to watching G8 at some point, and that will replace it. I think that would be better for everyone. Thanks for watching. This is the first time I've done one of these kind of videos. Hopefully I did a good job of it. It was a little bit rambly at times, but I think I got my point across. Thing bad, don't like thing. That's about it. See ya.